Anya and Rhea Kapoor were identical twins, but one night, jealousy turned deadly when Anya slipped sleeping pills into her sister's tea, setting off a chain of events that would lead her to a Dubai Sheikh, a life of luxury, and ultimately, a shocking murder. Anya and Rhea Kapoor were identical twins, both 24 years old, but their lives could not have been more different despite their identical looks. From the outside, they appeared inseparable, sharing laughter, secrets, and friends, often described as two halves of the same soul. They lived in a comfortable Mumbai apartment, their days filled with university classes, shopping trips, and evenings spent in cafes. People admired the way they complemented each other, their charm and intelligence making them popular wherever they went. Yet beneath the surface, a dangerous tension simmered, hidden from everyone else. Anya had always felt invisible in comparison to Rhea. While Rhea effortlessly drew attention with her confidence, charisma, and natural grace, Anya's achievements often went unnoticed. She watched her sister receive opportunities she could only dream of, scholarships, modeling offers, invitations to exclusive events. Each time Rhea succeeded, a pang of jealousy struck Anya, sharp and bitter, though she hid it behind smiles. Over the years, this jealousy grew into a quiet obsession, a consuming desire to step into Rhea's life, to experience the admiration and luxury her sister seemed to attract so effortlessly. Despite their closeness, Anya began to study Rhea's habits in detail, memorizing her routines, her preferences, even the small quirks that made her uniquely Rhea. The smallest details fascinated Anya, the way Rhea sipped her afternoon tea at exactly 4 o'clock, the way she dressed for social gatherings, the way people listened when she spoke. Anya's mind started plotting ways to take Rhea's place, not out of necessity but out of a growing, almost uncontrollable desire to live the life that had always been just out of her reach. That desire would soon lead her down a dangerous path, one that would shatter both of their lives forever. Rhea's invitation to a high-profile gala in Dubai arrived like a spark to dry tinder. Anya's heart raced as she read the details, imagining the opulent hotels, glittering lights, and the elite crowd her sister would mingle with. She pictured herself in Rhea's elegant gown, sipping champagne, moving through a world she had only admired from afar. The thought consumed her, it was an opportunity she could not ignore. The seeds of a daring plan began to take root, fueled by jealousy and desire. Anya began watching Rhea with renewed intensity, noting every little habit that could help her impersonate her sister. She saw the way Rhea arranged her clothes, the way she checked her makeup, and the precise time she took her afternoon tea. These small details were crucial. Anya researched sleeping pills, learning which ones could make Rhea unconscious without causing permanent harm, convincing herself it was a temporary measure for her daring experiment. She bought the pills discreetly and hid them, feeling a thrill she had never experienced before. As the day of the gala approached, Anya meticulously planned each step. She rehearsed Rhea's mannerisms in front of the mirror, perfected her smile, and memorized facts about Rhea's social circle. Her excitement was mixed with fear, but she told herself she could handle it. The plan was simple in theory: keep Rhea asleep, assume her identity, and experience the night of luxury she had always wanted. In Anya's mind, it was a harmless adventure, a temporary switch that would allow her a glimpse into the glamorous life her sister lived effortlessly. Little did she know, her choices were setting the stage for a chain of events that would spiral far beyond her imagination. Anya waited for the perfect moment, the moment when her months of observation and planning would finally unfold. That afternoon, Rhea returned home from her errands, tired and ready for her usual cup of chamomile tea. Anya had already prepared it, her hands steady despite the storm of emotions churning inside her. She crushed the sleeping pills with deliberate care, mixing them into the tea until they dissolved completely. The cup looked normal, harmless, just like every other day. Anya placed it on the table and stepped back, her heartbeat loud enough to feel in her throat. Rhea drank the tea without a second thought. Within minutes, her eyelids grew heavy, and she drifted into a deep, unnatural sleep. Anya watched her sister's breathing slow, a strange mix of triumph and guilt washing over her. There was no turning back now. She hurried to Rhea's room, selecting one of her sister's outfits, the exact one Rhea had planned to wear in Dubai. She styled her hair the same way, applied makeup to match Rhea's look, and checked her reflection. The resemblance was uncanny. For the first time, Anya felt she could truly step into Rhea's world. She retrieved Rhea's passport and gala invitation from the drawer, carefully placing them into her own bag. Every step felt surreal, like she was moving through a dream she had crafted herself. As she walked out of the apartment, leaving Rhea unconscious in their bedroom, Anya felt a surge of exhilaration. She was no longer the overlooked twin. She was Rhea Kapoor, the chosen one, the desired one, the one invited into a world of wealth and prestige. At the airport, no one questioned her identity. She moved through security smoothly, boarded the flight, and settled into her seat. As the plane lifted off the ground, Anya allowed herself a small smile. She had taken the first step into a life she believed she deserved, unaware of the deadly consequences waiting ahead. Dubai hit Anya like a dazzling mirage. The city sparkled under the sun, towers of glass and steel reflecting the endless blue sky, streets bustling with luxury cars, and golden lights hinting at wealth beyond imagination. She stepped into the gala, her heart racing with a mix of fear and excitement. Everyone around her assumed she was Rhea, and the ease with which she moved through the crowd made her pulse quicken. Every smile she received felt like validation, proof that she had successfully stepped into a life she had long envied. Sheikh Zayed Al-Karim, a man known for his influence and opulence, noticed her immediately. Tall, commanding, and impeccably dressed, he approached Anya, his gaze assessing yet intrigued. The Sheikh's attention was intoxicating, and Anya felt the thrill of being desired and admired, a sensation she had never truly known. She mingled among Dubai's elite, drinking champagne from crystal flutes, moving through the ballroom with practiced grace, and listening to conversations she had only dreamed of being part of. The gala was more than just a social event, it was a world of possibilities. Invitations to private yachts, rooftop parties, and exclusive gatherings were extended to her, each one a step deeper into the life she coveted. Anya realized she was not just attending, she was living Rhea's dreams, her every action scrutinized and celebrated by those who had no idea of the deceit behind her smile. As the night wore on, the excitement began to mingle with anxiety. Every glance from the Sheikh, every casual question about her life, reminded Anya that one misstep could unravel the carefully constructed identity she had assumed. But for now, she pushed the fear aside, letting the luxury and power wash over her, convinced that she was finally where she belonged, even if it was only temporary. Anya's nights in Dubai became a delicate balance between exhilaration and danger. Each invitation to exclusive events brought new opportunities, but also new risks. She was constantly aware that a single slip could expose her secret. The Sheikh's fascination with her grew, and with it, the pressure to maintain the facade. He invited her to private dinners, yacht parties, and luxury resorts, each setting more extravagant than the last. Anya felt a surge of power walking among the elite, feeling noticed, admired, and envied. Yet beneath the glittering surface, unease crept in. Back in Mumbai, Rhea awoke confused and disoriented. The afternoon tea that had always been her routine now held a sinister memory. She discovered the empty pill bottle on the kitchen counter and felt a chill run through her body. Someone had betrayed her, and the realization that it was Anya, her own twin, left her shaken. Questions raced through her mind: why would Anya do this, and what had she done in Rhea's place? Fear mixed with anger as Rhea pieced together the dangerous lengths her sister had gone to. Meanwhile, Anya's double life deepened. Each interaction with Dubai's elite forced her to improvise, to lie convincingly, to inhabit Rhea's personality flawlessly. She learned quickly which gestures, which smiles, which carefully crafted words could keep her secret intact. Every compliment from the Sheikh and every approving nod from other guests validated her risky choice, reinforcing her belief that she could live this life indefinitely. But with each passing hour, the stakes rose. One careless move, one question left unanswered, could destroy everything, and yet, the thrill of power kept her pushing forward, blind to the shadows gathering around her. Anya's obsession with living Ria's life grew stronger with each passing day. She had become a fixture in Dubai's elite social scene, attending events that most could only dream of. The Sheikh's interest in her intensified, and she was soon invited to a private desert retreat, a world of luxury and isolation where the rules of ordinary life seemed suspended. Anya felt both excitement and fear as she prepared for the trip, aware that the retreat would put her far from anyone who might help if her deception was discovered. The desert stretched endlessly, golden sands under the blazing sun, luxury tents, and private pools hidden amidst the dunes. Anya was in awe of the grandeur, yet the isolation made her realize how fragile her position was. Every interaction with the Sheikh required careful attention. One wrong glance, one misstep in conversation, and the truth of her identity could be revealed. The thrill that had carried her so far now came with a creeping sense of vulnerability. At the retreat, Anya was surrounded by the wealth and privilege she had longed for, but she also saw the danger of her choices. The Sheikh's entourage included individuals who were observant, suspicious, and powerful, capable of uncovering lies with a single question. Anya knew that maintaining the illusion required more than charm, it demanded constant vigilance. Every smile, every word, every movement had to be calculated. The desert, beautiful and intoxicating, also became a stage for tension and potential disaster, a reminder that her borrowed life was precarious, and the consequences of discovery could be fatal. Unaware of the events unfolding at home, Ria grew increasingly anxious. She began piecing together Anya's actions, realizing that the betrayal had far-reaching consequences. The path Anya had chosen was no longer just a daring fantasy, it was a dangerous game that could destroy them both. The retreat revealed just how close Anya was to being discovered. Every moment was a delicate dance of appearances, and the Sheikh's questions began probing deeper than she had anticipated. He asked about her family, her past travels, and the people who had influenced her life, each question requiring her to improvise convincingly. The pressure mounted with every answer, and a small misstep could unravel everything she had worked so hard to achieve. Anya's confidence began to waver. She realized that the luxurious world she had entered was far more scrutinizing than she had imagined. Attendants and advisors watched her closely, and the Sheikh himself had a sharp eye for inconsistencies. The more she tried to maintain the illusion, the more she felt the tension tightening around her like a noose. Every glance from the Sheikh or his associates carried the weight of potential exposure, and Anya understood that a single careless word could reveal her secret. Meanwhile, in Mumbai, Ria's anxiety grew. She was haunted by the memory of the drugged tea and the betrayal she had suffered. The realization that her twin had deliberately taken over her life caused a mixture of fear, anger, and disbelief. She began to plan her next steps carefully, aware that confronting Anya directly could have unpredictable consequences. Back in Dubai, Anya could feel the walls closing in. The thrill of luxury had shifted into a tense vigilance, and she understood that the stakes were no longer just about indulgence, they were about survival. One wrong move, one hint of deception, and everything could collapse, leaving her exposed in a city far from home and trapped by the dangerous consequences of her own ambition. The tension at the desert retreat reached a breaking point one night. Anya, exhausted from maintaining her carefully crafted lies, finally faced the consequences of her choices. Someone in the Sheikh's inner circle, an aide who had grown suspicious of inconsistencies in her story, began pressing questions she could not fully answer. Each query chipped away at the fragile mask Anya had built. Her mind raced, trying to improvise, trying to cover every slip, but the pressure became unbearable. The confrontation escalated quickly. Anya, desperate to protect her secret, made reckless moves that only drew more attention. The opulent surroundings of the desert retreat, once a playground for her fantasies, became a trap. The Sheikh and his associates, initially charmed by her boldness, now regarded her with suspicion. Every gesture, every hesitation, magnified the danger she faced. Anya realized too late that her obsession with Ria's life had blinded her to the risks of deceit in a world where appearances were everything. In a sudden and violent turn, the argument spiraled out of control. Anya's attempts to escape scrutiny led to a struggle, one that ended with her fatally injured in the vast isolation of the desert. The glittering luxury that had once seemed so intoxicating now became a backdrop for tragedy. The life she had stolen from her sister ended in chaos, far from Mumbai and far from any chance of redemption. Meanwhile, Ria, unaware of the catastrophic events unfolding thousands of miles away, began piecing together the magnitude of her twins' betrayal. The consequences of Anya's choices were now irreversible, leaving behind a trail of devastation that would forever haunt both their lives and everyone involved in the high-stakes world Anya had desperately tried to enter. News of the incident spread quickly through Dubai's elite circles. Authorities launched a full investigation into the events at the desert retreat, piecing together the chain of deceit, betrayal, and reckless ambition that had led to Anya's death. Security footage, witness statements, and interviews revealed the calculated steps she had taken to assume Ria's identity, as well as the risky decisions that had spiraled out of control. What had started as a secret act of jealousy, a sleeping pill in a cup of tea, had escalated into an international scandal. Back in Mumbai, Ria received the devastating news. Shock, grief, and disbelief overwhelmed her as she realized the lengths her twin had gone to live her life. She grappled with the betrayal and the knowledge that Anya's obsession had ended in tragedy. Questions consumed her. Why had her sister acted this way? Could any of it have been prevented? Ria felt the weight of both loss and guilt, haunted by the knowledge that a simple act of envy had claimed the life of someone she once trusted implicitly. The investigation in Dubai uncovered more than just the immediate events. Authorities discovered that Anya had carefully cultivated relationships within the Sheikh's inner circle, navigating a world of immense wealth with skill and daring. Yet her lack of experience and the sheer audacity of her deception had made her vulnerable. The luxurious world she had coveted ultimately became the setting of her downfall, proving that ambition without caution can be deadly. For Ria, the experience was life-altering. She confronted the chaos her sister had left behind, grappling with the public exposure, the international attention, and the emotional scars of betrayal. Anya's actions had left a permanent mark on both their lives, a reminder of how jealousy and obsession can destroy even the closest of bonds. The aftermath of Anya's death reverberated far beyond Dubai and Mumbai. Media outlets around the world reported on the shocking tale of twin rivalry, deception, and luxury turned deadly. Headlines painted a vivid picture: a young woman's obsession with her sister's life, a glamorous sheikh, and a fatal confrontation in the desert. The story became a cautionary tale, illustrating how envy and ambition, when left unchecked, could escalate into irreversible tragedy. Ria returned home, forever changed. She faced not only grief for her sister but also the haunting knowledge of the betrayal that had nearly destroyed her life. Friends and family struggled to understand how the bond between identical twins had deteriorated into lethal rivalry. The experience left Ria questioning trust, ambition, and the fragility of human relationships. Each day was a reminder of how quickly desire and obsession can spiral out of control. Dubai authorities completed their investigation, uncovering the full extent of Anya's plans and the risks she had taken to assume her sister's identity. The sheikh and his associates, though initially shocked, cooperated fully, revealing the inner workings of a world where appearances were paramount and deceit could have deadly consequences. Analysts and commentators later highlighted how one impulsive decision, slipping a sleeping pill into a cup of tea, had triggered a chain reaction that ended in murder and international attention. The story of Anya and Ria Kapoor remains a chilling reminder of human vulnerability to jealousy and desire. What began as a seemingly small act of envy escalated into a sequence of events that neither twin could have anticipated. The tale of ambition, deception, and tragedy serves as a stark warning: when obsession overtakes reason, even the closest bonds can shatter, leaving behind only heartbreak, loss, and a cautionary legacy for those who dare to covet another's life.